What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Plastic Power Podcast. I am the guy who has no words right now at being completely speechless after seeing this gorgeous movie, Starblast Studios, alongside with us. You guys go ahead and do your own introductions this time. I'm still in awe. I'm too busy being in awe.
Hi, I am Daredevil 19. Welcome.
I'm Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man.
You're Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man, and that's Daredevil.
I'm supposed to be like a thug.
Bro, here's the
I don't have a mask.
Here's the beautiful thing about this movie is that, like, everything... Nothing is canon, but everything is canon. I'm fairly certain, technically it does connect to the MCU, but the MCU can say they have their own Spider-Verse or whatever, so it actually doesn't do it, whatever. Everything in this movie is canon, and nothing in this movie is canon. If you draw a little doodle, then, it's part of the Spider-Verse. Speaking of which, even Spooderman, the doodle Spider-Man meme, is in the poster for this darn movie, and I actually see him in the movie.
There was a lot of funny things in it. A lot of things had me laughing in it. Like the cat Spider-Man. I'm like, what the heck is that?
Okay. I gotta do my job. Okay, let me do introductions. So obviously we're gonna be talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, if you couldn't already tell.
Spoilers. Definitely spoilers in this.
There will be spoilers,
just
100%.
FYI, spoilers.
I literally just got back from watching this movie and and starting this podcast so we can get this out and done. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do it at any other time. But also,
yeah. What time is it now? It's by you. It's what time?
For me, it's 9:51 p.m.
And over by me and Champ, it's like 12:51.
It's almost about to be 1 in the morning.
Yes.
Yes. So we stayed up because we wanted to do this podcast, especially for our viewers.
Okay. The other things
so
we're
be
gonna
grateful.
talk about other than Spider-Verse, I know this is already going to be mostly a Spider-Verse episode, but we're going to also talk about the Marvel Legends 3-pack between Tom, Toby, and Andrew, and then we're also going to talk about the Spider-Man PS5 footage that came out featuring, Peter and Miles and all this really cool stuff. So
all our Spidey friends.
It is a very Spider-centric episode. So I'm very excited.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Let me talk about this movie, bro. This movie does everything amazing. Okay. You know what? Champ, help me out. I don't know where to start. This is so good.
Okay, well, first off, let me start off by taking off this mask, because if I wear this all the time, I'm going to have a heat stroke.
All right,
so.
You know what? Fair. I'm gonna do the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
I had to get my Spider-Man figure.
Oh my God, he's handsome.
We're the closest we can be to Peter Parker taking off the mask, because we're just a bunch of nerds wearing glasses.
Nerds. We're all nerds.
Yeah, there we go.
have toys.
Yeah, with
action figures, collectibles.
Bro, speaking of which,
books.
A part of my soul left me when Gwen went into Miles' room and just opened that, mint in box thing, and he just like, oh. Well. I was like, damn, I feel you.
Like, take it out. It's like, yo, what are you doing?
And
then she was like this, and put it on the shelf. I'm like, what? Damn it, at least she put it on the shelf.
Also, he got the Spider-Man drip on.
Yeah. I made sure going to the movie wearing this. I couldn't just not wear Spider-Man attire. Are you kidding me?
I got a one-piece shirt on. I think I'm out of the loop.
How dare you, bro?
I don't have a Venom shirt.
Get this one-piece guy out of here, bro.
I got Spider-Man here. Got Spider-Man back there. Got him up there. Over here.
I'm more of a Venom
we are
guy.
not really helping. When you're pointing out, like, oh, I have Spider-Man right there. On the audio version of the podcast, people are going to be like, where is this guy pointing at? Well, what is this guy talking about?
That's why it's important to watch the YouTube video.
Yes,
be sure to check it out.
Sorry, that was loud. Holy shit. I am... Okay. So, Spider-Verse lives up to the hype. Tom Holland said on Twitter that this was the best Spider-Man film ever made. And I was thinking you know what, I gotta agree. I was originally really upset that they left this movie off with a cliffhanger of all things.
Yeah, huge.
Which is like really sad, but it's like at the same time, it's like thinking back at this movie, I'm in awe. It's amazing. Bro, there was one thing about this movie that I was spoiled about. But accidentally, when I was scrolling through YouTube, I saw the story. It's like, oh, here's the cameo scene of Andrew Garfield was like, wait, he's in this movie? Wait, he's in this movie? But then no, it's just a scene from
CGI.
the movie with him doing it. But it's still like, bro, they got Andrew Garfield and Toby in here, bro. They got all the live action people in here too. Then the Spot's talking to Miss Chen. So as soon as the Spot goes and talks to Miss Chen from the Venom movie, I'm just like, holy shit, he's in here. Every single Spider-Man I can think of that's relevant is in this movie, bro. You got video game Spidey. You got spectacular Spider-Man. Holy shit, bro, one of the best Spider-Mans ever. You have like even the comic Spider-Man where he's just like one frame.
I love Scarlet Spider.
We got the Lego. We got like the Lego Spider-Man.
Bro,
Yeah,
Lego
like,
Spider-Man.
Every single Spider-Man you can think of was pretty much in it. They didn't have the 6-armed one, right? Isn't he bad though?
He had
It's supposed to be all good Spider-Man.
I wouldn't be
right?
surprised. Like there was so many frames with different variations of Spider-Man all over. You really have to like go back and like look through this movie frame by frame to find everything.
Yeah, you really do. Yeah, I know I missed a lot of stuff too because I only went through it once. And I'm sure people are going to upload videos like things you may have missed.
Yes, I'm sure. New rock stars will definitely be on it. I know it for sure.
Yeah. They probably already uploaded something.
It's definitely a movie that you have to watch more than once. You got
Yeah. There's so much going on in it, especially towards the end. It just got so crazy. But it was a lot. It was a fun movie. I'll put it at that. What do you guys think of like the first part of the movie? Like movies, they usually break down into 3 parts.
Oh, the first act with the
with
introduction
Gwen?
with Gwen's story, yeah.
I fell in love. It was relatable. Not the story that she had was like legit relatable. They really they did a good job at tugging the strings at like the dynamics throughout. This is a common thing throughout
With
this movie.
the children and parents.
But then the relationships that the parents are like the kids are having, in which debating on as to whether or not they tell their parents, hey, I'm Spider-Man. I've been lying to you about this for a few years. And then even going is to showing the imagination in his head, like, oh, yeah, I've been Spider-Man. I've been lying to you for 4 years. Yeah, son, we accept you with open arms. It's totally exaggerated, but it's like, it definitely gets across the point, and it's just like why they feared even talking about it in the first place. And then Miles, like at the end, when he thinks about he's gonna do his own thing, he's like ready. He's gonna tell the parents. Okay, I know I'm skipping ahead from the first act.
Yeah, we're gonna be all over the place with this review. There's just so much
like
to
how
talk
this
about.
movie goes all over the place when it connects to universes. We're gonna be all over this movie, bro.
It kind of gave me like a Doctor Strange multiverse of madness. Like not really. You know what I mean? How they're jumping through different dimensions and different Earths and stuff. It gave me like, I feel like Doctor Strange should have been more like that.
You know what this is? It's
jumping
like
around so
you
much.
have a Spider-Man version of the TVA that was introduced in Loki. That's pretty much what this is. They go over and they repair anomalies in the universe.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, that's what the group was, but this guy kind of had other plans, because that one part where they kick Gwen out, she's like, we're supposed to be the heroes. You could even see the other girl looking at her like, oh man, she's right.
Yeah, but it's like, I can't, at the same time, it's like you can't hate any of these Spider-Men, because it's like what the reason for doing it is reasonable. It's like you pick one, you either pick your uncle, or you pick like the person, you pick everyone else. It's like it's that one person or everyone else's life's at stake. And it's like, it's funny because this exact theme is it's prevalent throughout all of them, as they pointed out, even most recently in the Spider-Man PS4 game, where Peter, spoilers for that game if you haven't watched it, Peter chose to save the rest of humanity instead of saving Aunt May's life, because that was the only thing he could do. That was the best thing he could do. It was the hard thing to do, but it was the right thing to do.
Exactly. You can't sacrifice millions for one, Even Aunt May would have told them to sacrifice me over the rest of humanity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like, but I also really love Miles' dynamic. Again, he's like, he's conviction. His conviction is like, I can do both. Like, I've seen how all of y'all have been doing things. Like, I can do both if presented with the opportunity. And it's but you know what? The way that they explain it too is like exact. Dragon Ball fans will go nuts because they use the word canon. Like, you messed with the canon, and therefore this anomaly happened.
Yeah, they were using canon a lot. I'm like, oh, A little nod to fans.
It is, but it's like here it makes perfect sense. You know, where's Xenoverse on this, bro? Like Xenoverse needs to like could do something on this kind of scaling, and they can make all these other variations. But yeah, like anyways, besides the point. So yeah, the entire reason why anomalies take place because they mess with the canon. Then they go ahead and explain something that wasn't introduced in the first Spider-Verse movie, and that the spider that bit Miles is not even from his universe. It comes from an alternate universe. So it's like. In that alternate universe with the missing Spider-Man now, it's like you have that, which they show at the very end, like that Miles right there is now the Prowler instead of his uncle. His uncle's like helping him. He's like the Alfred to Batman.
Yeah, that whole Prowler thing was kind of creepy too.
I was like, why would they introduce that? Like, I mean, from a writing perspective, I mean, I love that they did. It's an amazing concept, but I'm just like thinking, how is this going to add into the story of like that they're trying to tell here when it comes to Miles? Because I think that it's clearly leading to a point where Miles is going to tell, you know, his parents, okay, I'm Spider-Man. I was hiding from him, and then he's obviously going to want to go and save his dad. But is this plot that they're doing? Is this simply for the function of stalling for time to add more tension to the later acts of the next movie? For with all the Spider, or is there going to be something more? Like, what is the? I'm just like thinking back, like, what is the role of Prowler Miles going to be here? You know, it's in, and that's why I'm just like, man, I hate that they left it on such a cliffhanger too. Especially Miles is like going to be constantly glitching and such without his bracelet. And
yeah, he kept glitching so much. I'm like, shit.
It's like, and he's obviously like losing consciousness. This man is tired and vulnerable, and the other Miles is right there. Like, I'm gonna go to your universe now. That's gonna be my dad now, brother. You know,
that's my daddy now. What I can assume is like, well, one, the whole like Miles is the Prowler. That's basically like, I think in my head is like a reference to the comics where for comic book readers, if you ever read the Spider Man crossover, which was the first crossover with Peter and Miles, the second run or second story, they introduced an alternate Miles Morales who was evil or was a bad guy. And then in the original Ultimate Miles Morales comics, his first run, the Prowler, his uncle, actually tried to train Miles into becoming like him, like the next Prowler. It's kind of like a nod to those stories where Miles follows down that dark path. So I'm interested to see that, because it's kind of like that dark mirror reflection of what Miles could have been in his universe, and it's probably going to play into this bigger world of like, you know, family and, you know, what that mask means and what he could lose, I guess, something like that. We'll see in the next movie called Beyond the Spider-Verse, which I have my own theories about what that's...
What is it called?
Beyond
the Spider-Verse, yeah.
Which definitely what I think it completely has to do with is that Miles would likely, in order for this to work, to prevent the lack of canon from like disrupting everything in the Spider-Verse, like Beyond the Spider-Verse, that's where things are going to have to go. I think that what it's basically gonna what I think is it's gonna showcase, and this is just, you know, theory, speculation, not confirmation and whatnot. I think that this Spider-Verse is only just gonna be a little bit. Once it breaks apart, you're gonna see even more of the universe. It's gonna be rather than everything collapsing. It's actually gonna be an expansion. You know, when everything expands, like things within it, like they don't compress. I mean, the spot's kind of like a black hole. Everything's compressing, and then eventually he's gonna go boom, another universe, like a whole other list of possibilities that the Spider-Man is are gonna have.
What I'm going to expect in the next movie is that, you know, I'm even looking at this poster a little bit. Like, remember that, like you said, that little dimension he was in, like that white void or whatever? I'm expecting, like, all of the, like, kind of in the first movie where all the dimensions is, like, kind of colliding into each other. And it's going to be, like, this pure white dimension. Because you see in this poster right here that we have in the backdrop where New York City's white. It's probably going to be something like that.
Part. I just zoomed into this Spider-Man. Here, you know what? Sean will show it over here.
Well, I could have the picture. Actually,
I'm assuming the final battle is going to be like this huge battleground of New York, and it's going to have all the Spider-Man fighting the Spot, or maybe these alternate like villains or something like that. It's going to help. There's so many ideas on how this can go. Yeah, because like the first time I was introduced to Spot was the '90s animated show where he was kind of your like typical villain of the week, which is funny
Yeah.
because Miles even said that.
Yeah.
So like, but they also like really made him terrifying. He's like,
yeah,
like
in this one, yeah.
I've
when he
always known that
powers
the
up.
Spot had potential to be a good villain. You know, it just never was capitalized on, but now it totally is. That he's the
Yeah.
reason. He was made as the anomaly from like the previous one, like turning him into the Spot from like the reaction from that machine, whatever. And now he's literally the reason. So hold on, they explained it that he's literally the reason as to why Miles got this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. Now I'm confused. I'm actually confused now.
You're
thinking
confusing
about
yourself.
about his backstory because hold on. So hold on. Let me try to understand it. So he was the one who made the spider that he got bit by, but this
Yes.
spider went to another dimension and bit another. Wait. So where's this?
No.
Wait,
So
is there
so
another
what
spider
happened?
going around?
No, so what happened was they did a test run before, and they brought the spider from Earth 42, the one where the evil Miles is from. That was supposed to bite that Miles, or maybe that Peter, and so that will have another Spider-Man over there, but it didn't. So it got teleported to our Miles universe, bit Miles, and now that war went to crap because it doesn't have a Spider-Man. Because that spider was supposed to be over there on Earth 42.
That's why there was two in
I
the,
get it. Yeah.
our main universe, I guess. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
I mean, that does make sense. That does make sense.
Yeah. But yeah, you think he's just a goofball at first because he's so clumsy, like hitting himself with his little
He kicked his
portals.
own ass. He kicked his own
Yeah,
ass.
yeah,
But no,
literally.
He kicked himself in the dick.
But yeah, like I guess he gets stronger throughout it, or was he hiding his power? I think he was getting stronger throughout.
He was
he was
going to
definitely
each
stronger.
Alchemax, and he was going to every collider and absorbing the energy and becoming more powerful.
Yeah, and he became that like really like it gave such like a menacing dark aura around him.
It reminded me of
that's-
Mob Psycho 101.
Bro, when he just absorbs the energy reactor, he looks terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
he-
that's
it's
what I'm
like, bro,
saying.
this is like one of the craziest villains we've seen in the live action Spider-Man stuff. Like Spot
Yeah.
is the best Spider-Man villain we've seen in the cinemas so far. Not in comics, but like
Yeah, it's-
Spider-Man villain cinema, absolutely amazing. You know, he's so amazing
see
in
why
fact
a lot of
that he
people
made
like
Champ
him.
disappear, and now he's back. Welcome back, Champ.
Sorry, I had to let my cat
He
out
threw
real
Champ
quick.
through a portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I see why a lot of people really like him as a villain. I never knew anything about him, just what his ability was, and I was really impressed at his character in the movie. Like we were saying, he's just he turned into a really like menacing, scary villain. Like how Moro was very menacing and scary.
Bro,
Hold on one sec. You guys keep going.
okay,
Hold on.
one of my favorite Spider-Man. Now I'm okay. Now this, I was talking to my friends about this. So they're all like Muslims, or they're all like Indians and such, right? I'm telling you at that very end. My favorite Spider-Man was the Indian Spider-Man. You know, the one there. And like, yeah, that's one. He's like, I think that it's funny because it's just like one thing I noticed when it comes to Spider-Verse in comparison to like other variations and such of live action is that they don't try to force representation by changing the race and gender of another character. They just create an entirely different character altogether, and they have them like all like add into like a thing. Like, bro, you have like the woman empowerment through Gwen and all these different variations. Like, they're all clearly very strong, but like
Yeah.
and a lot of the products and such with Disney, like if Disney was making Spider-Verse, bro, I don't think it would come out nearly the same. I'm gonna be completely honest
No.
with you. It would be totally botched. I mean, like at this point, like Sony having the license is the best thing, that is the only reason why this movie came out as good as it did. They've shown that with Spider-Verse they really are capable of making a very good movie, especially probably because Avi
Yeah.
Arad is no longer around. But that's beside the point. Like,
That guy's his name's on everything comic movie related.
yeah, no kidding. That guy was only worried about selling merchandise. Now, look, all the merchandise is, being sold. Like, we can make a Spider-Man version of every variation in this movie.
Pillowcases, sheets, all types of action figures. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Actually, I was at Walmart. I saw the entire wave there, the Marvel Legends one.
I was gonna pick up the $20.99 of that
Yeah,
way,
it does
but
look
then
really nice.
it does, but then I saw reviews and I was like, oh,
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
it
the
doesn't look
articulation.
great.
Time to get the
is
figure
just-
arts, bro.
Yeah, it looks bad. What do you want? Yeah, the figure arts I might want to get too.
Bro.
For over, it's like over like 120
Yeah.
or something,
Bro,
and it's
'cause they
a
made it an
premium Bandai
exclusive
exclusive.
Let me just do
Did
the
they?
let me just do the thing here for you. Which one is it? Is it this one? Is it
Only available
There.
on Premium Bandai.
There we go. I know you don't have the energy to do that right now since you're sleepy, but there you go. That's why I'm here to help.
Premium Bandai.
Bandai. Gosh, that sucks.
I might just buy the old Marvel Legends one, the retro vintage one. It's like $50 on Amazon, so I might as well just do that.
Interesting.
I'm wondering though, like at the very end, because there was like the Spider Woman lady, right? So it's like she's throughout this whole movie, she's pregnant.
You mean
and-
Jessica Drew?
Well, I don't.
That's right.
Bro, so I'm just like, when she was getting like beat up and such, I'm like thinking in the back of my head, like, bro, she can't be here. She's pregnant. Like, look, what's gonna happen to her?
He's
You know,
up on her.
It's funny. I've been seeing everyone saying that. It's like, listen, like I'm all for like women empowerment and things like that, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's more of a negative, having a woman that's pregnant in battle. I mean, I know it's a reference to the comics because Jessica Drew, she was Spider Woman and she was pregnant and everything like that. There was a whole phase with that, and she had like a similar costume and everything. But it doesn't really work because it's like she's bouncing and wall crawling and
Meanwhile,
fighting
the
these
baby's
bad
just
guys.
jamming in there. Yeah, having a time in their life.
Like, it's one thing to have Peter bring Mayday, his
The
daughter.
baby.
Could-
that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one thing to have an actual baby that can, do stuff, but then to have one that's a fetus. I don't know about that.
No, I get where you're coming from. Another thing,
And she was just very unlikable. I couldn't stand her, to be honest.
no, I got where she was coming from. She's like, she was saying, okay, you do what you want at this point, but at this point, once you piss off Miguel, like, my hands are tied. You're by yourself, girl.
You're
She's saying
talking
that
about
to
the
Gwen.
girl with the fro, right?
Yeah,
What was her
the
name?
afro.
Jessica Drew.
Yeah, the Spider
is
Woman
it?
with the glasses and the afro
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Jessica Drew is her
and the
name.
motorcycle.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Dope
yeah.
ass, bro. She can
This-
take that motorcycle everywhere, bro.
Nah. She, you could saw the instant look of like regret when I was talking about that part where Gwen Stacy was like, "We're supposed to be the heroes." She was the one who was like, "Man, she's right." But she was a pretty badass character too, especially how they we first see them and they eventually meet up with Spider Gwen.
Yeah, she could have easily captured Gwen. She didn't capture Gwen. She let
Yeah.
Gwen do her thing afterwards when she realized, you know what, I think Miles
right.
and then Gwen's reaction really definitely made them rethink it. But at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
they wanted. They're at this point the only reason why they're helping out is because of their want to do the right thing. They think that doing
Yeah.
this is the right thing. They're preventing someone from doing the thing and like holding on to them. It's like I think that ultimately what's fueling everyone else at this point, which was made them no different than the villains, funny enough, why Gwen pointed out, is it's fear. It's just it's totally a fear-based reason, which again, it makes sense. It adds to their character overall.
Yeah.
It makes it interesting to see how that whole thing works. One thing that I do feel like was weird, now to be honest, I guess thinking about this, I don't know too much about the Ben Reilly Spider-Man, but to me it was very clear that it wasn't really. They were making him a joke. The Scarlet Spider I'm talking about. They were making
Yeah,
him a joke,
they
but his
kinda
design
were,
is like
yeah.
one of the most badass things. But they made him like,
That's what I liked. Yeah.
Is that how he
yeah.
actually is?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
So in the comics,
Yeah, he doesn't act like that.
So in
He's
the
more
comics,
serious.
in the comics, Ben Reilly is a clone of Peter Parker, and in the
Yeah.
original 616 universe, he takes over the mantle of Spider-Man when Peter retires and just stays hooked up with MJ, like trying to start a new life. They did that because Peter was getting older in the comics. So they wanted to introduce the Clone Saga, the infamous Clone Saga from the 90s. They wanted to bring in someone that could still fill the role of Spider-Man. So he was going to be the next thing, but yeah. Honestly, there
should
was
have.
a much more they could have done with him. Like, if you ever go back and, because you can watch it on Disney Plus, the '90s Spider-Man show, they had their own Spider-Verse like crossover, and Ben Reilly was one of the main characters during that whole like arc. So I don't know. It is what it is. I just hope he shows up at the next movie. I would like to see more Scarlet Spider. I mean, his
100%.
design was pretty badass.
Yeah, that was my favorite part about him. His design for the movie. He looked pretty dope.
He looks sick, bro. Again,
Yeah,
that's one
now I want to
top
get
top
the
10
Mafex
Spider-Man
figure.
designs ever.
Yeah, it is unique because I like the sleeveless hoodie that he has on.
I actually cosplayed Scarlet Spider a couple of years ago for a Comic
It's
Con.
like it's so simple,
Nice.
but it's like it looks so cool. Like man, the jackets.
Yeah.
Jackets in general just like look sick. I think when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
it correctly, it's just like it's like it's a slim thing. You can work it as a
Actually,
disguise.
hold on.
It's like it's casual.
Yep.
I mean, there you
Yeah.
go. And there goes, and the spot takes Champ again.
He just falls asleep. Imagine he just fell on his bed. And
Hey,
just fell
there it
asleep
is.
for
Look
the
at
rest-
that. Look at that
That's-
costume.
Ah, ha, ha. Very
Freaking
nice.
sick. Love that. Love that freaking costume.
It's
Wow.
like I got to bring it out for the next convention.
Yeah, I was joking when I said I had
a little part.
You know, one Spider-Man, I kind of like. I guess thinking back that like, there's only one Spider-Man if I can think of that they would have added me, which I feel like is asking for a lot considering how many they had in here. But one of my, I believe it's Superior Spider-Man, the one where Doc Ock takes control of Peter's body.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised that he wasn't in here because he would definitely be, siding with 2099 Miguel O'Hara about this whole thing.
Maybe that's why he's not there. Maybe Miguel doesn't want him to be part of the group. You know, his could conflict with him way too much. Maybe he was there and he was
Possibly,
fired. He's like, you know what, get out of here. I'm running my own operation.
running the show,
you ain't
yeah.
interfering.
Well, we know,
Go make your Sinister
Superior
Six.
Spider-Man likes to feel, the most intellectual on top, so there would definitely be a little bit of rivalry there.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Especially since
Yeah, tell him to go start his own group, the Sinister Six.
Okay.
right.
But okay, all things considered, is there anything else that we need to talk about when it comes to Spider-Verse? I mean, there's a lot I still want to go over, but I know we have a couple other things we gotta get into, and I know your time.
I
is
mean,
limited.
I honestly definitely got to see it again. I don't know if I like it
Yeah, me
better
too.
than the first movie, but
Same.
I love it more
I
than the
de-
first one. I
Really?
do.
Dang, already?
I think so, man. Like, I'm gonna go back and look at this movie and just like, and I'm gonna be like, I know that we have like I think all the cameos plus like this story that they added in here. I'm just in
Yeah.
love with this. Like what
I really like how in this, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I really like when I'm watching this, when like the moments of Miles talking to his parents or talking to Gwen, it doesn't feel like I'm watching a superhero movie. It feels like I'm just watching a movie with real people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
The
yeah.
parents are
I-
concerned. Miles is keeping his identity. It's like they're just like wondering like what's happening to our boy? He's growing up, but at the same time, it's like
Yep.
they want them to rely on him. Oh, the joke about him getting grounded for 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, now 5 months. Make sure you let him know 5 months now.
There was also a little bit of swearing in this movie, which is funny because like there was a scene where his dad, like in the beginning after they try to capture the spot, Miles' dad is talking about like how his son, and he doesn't know, Miles is Spider-Man, and Miles is like, he's going off on his son. He's like, man, he can be so stupid sometimes, and Miles is just like, well, maybe if you get off the kid's ass.
And he's like, huh? Yeah, that part was funny.
I forgot about that part. That part was great, bro. There's so many good
Right.
things in this movie.
There's a lot going on, and I love how it doesn't really just focus on Miles Morales. Like we were saying in the beginning, it's Gwen Stacy has a big role in this movie. They're both pretty much the main characters, I thought. I thought it was both their
Yeah.
movies. It wasn't
It's-
just Miles' movie.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
What do you guys
Yeah, I
think
thought
about
that
the?
was
I don't know if you heard, Sean, but Heesh, have you heard the soundtrack for this, the new album?
I haven't, but I mean, I was thinking I was gonna just see it during the movie. Look, the soundtrack for this movie was amazing. I didn't hear any of but I didn't actually listen to the music on their own.
So I will say the
Yeah.
first album of Spider-Verse, like "What's Up, Danger," "Sunflower," all those
Great.
songs are great in the first one. I'm still listening into it. So far, there's 2 songs that I really like in this movie. It's "Mona Lisa" and "Calling." Those two are the best, and they
Lisa.
really like kind of highlight Miles and Gwen's relationship. If you get a chance, look it up.
I think I know that Mona Lisa song.
Yeah, it's a great.
Was it ever used in The Matrix?
No, it was new. It's recently released.
All right.
I'll definitely take a look at it for sure. I'll probably forget and then see this podcast and like, oh yeah, that's right. I gotta listen to it, and then watch.
Yeah, Mona Lisa and Calling, or just listen to the whole album and let me know what you think of it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that one other thing that this movie does, and this is like something I'm looking forward to seeing in the next movie, is the relationship right now between Miles and Gwen. They've done a very good job, I think, of like really making this relationship between the two of them feel very natural. It's obviously not a relationship which would normally work, but under the circumstances of this movie, they really allowed something like this to happen now. And it's just like one question is like, okay, if these people, if Miles and Gwen actually become a couple, okay, like what universe are gonna stay in? How is this gonna work? Where are they gonna live? It's like all the complications is like so much higher because they're in like a multiverse.
I have a theory that maybe, just maybe, and beyond the Spider-Verse, I feel like maybe a couple of universes might like combine. Something's going to happen where it's going to combine so they can have like a happy ending where they can like spend time together.
But then it's like all the weird.
Because it's happened in the comics.
But then
it's happened in the comics.
Yeah, I can see that. But then you basically have a duplicate of every single individual on Earth.
True.
There would be two of Miles's dad, or I mean, if he's still alive in one of them. Which that was a crazy cool thing. They basically, I don't even think I mentioned this. They wanted to hold Miles and let his dad die so that the continuity can play out accordingly, which was like wow. But no, I didn't mention this. Never mind. You get two of Miles's mom, two of his Miles's dad, like two Prowlers, like basically duplicates of every single person. So I'm just like wondering how on earth would the universes like work? Would they just have memories from?
It would probably have to be a universe where they don't have those people, and it would be something like that. But I don't know. We'll see. It's just a theory, a game theory. But
I suppose so.
But yeah, it's kind of messed up. But we haven't even talked about the man himself yet. 2099.
2099. Oh my gosh.
Miguel O'Hara.
I was confused, like, because I was like thinking at the very beginning of this movie, like, who is this character? He looked like, I thought he was Morbius for a second. He looked like he was about to bite Vulture, and then he didn't. Like, what? Am I missing something about his characters or something I just don't know? Like, why was he about to bite?
So I know because it's been a while because I've actually read the first 5 issues of the 2099 Spider Man run, and I've played the game Shattered Dimensions.
Love that game.
And Edge of Time. So that's where my knowledge of 2099 comes from. But basically, he got his powers from Alchemax as well.
Radiation.
But yeah, it was like a radiation kind of like experiment where he's like very sensitive to bright sunlight and stuff like that. He doesn't die from it. It's just like it kind of like stuns him because has this thing where he can like see in the dark or something like that, and he does have these fangs. I think he can like inject venom into his like prey or something like that. I'm not too sure. Someone might correct me in the comments, but he also has like talons. As you can see, he has talons. He doesn't have like the sticky fingers. He like actually has claws and and he has something else. I don't think he has spider sense.
You're right.
Yeah,
I don't think he does. Well, hold on. He should have spider sense because isn't that what links him to the rest of the multiverse?
I don't think so. I think maybe, but I feel like because I know when we're introduced to a new Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse movies, we always see their spider sense going off, and when they meet Miguel, it doesn't go off. So
I didn't think about that.
I might have to we watch the movie just to see it and maybe do a little bit more research on Miguel, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have spider sense because I remember when I was playing Shattered Dimensions, he doesn't have it, and Madam Web gave him that ability in the game.
That makes sense. The thing is that I don't remember exactly where this was, and this is what was confusing me about it, is that the spider sense is actually the ability with it, like this cognitive ability that's links to all the different variations of Spider-Man, which is why it could sense danger. It's a more supernatural type of ability that connects him to the web. I don't know if this is fully true, but it's like it. But that's the reason why they can sense the difference between legitimacy and danger.
Yeah, it's something like that. But yeah, it's. I'm gonna have to watch that. Did they mention that in the movie?
No, they didn't mention that in the movie. No. That's just my understanding of how Spider Sense works from like other comic continuities. I mean, it could be different, but it could be the same. You know what? I guess it's we don't really need to focus on that too much. It's just
the more you think about it, the more your brain hurts.
Yes. Maybe he has something else. The backstory here for 2099, it's like it's obviously not it's not the exact same 2099 from the comics, right? It's like
I heard it's a lot different from the 90s comics,
which I'm
like,
totally
totally
fine with.
Different.
It's basically the driving factor and the motive for why we even have this Spider-Verse TVA corporation thing here in the first place. It works, you know. It's why, like, you know, even if you see like Andrew Garfield or Toby and such in this movie, technically it's not in the Spider-Verse thing may not actually exist when you're watching the live action thing. You know, they mentioned the multiverse, but because of the fact that Spider-Man is also owned by, you know, many different corporations and such, it's like they could do their own thing with the multiverse and then just say, oh, this is another multiverse that they're going into from other variations. There's going to be other variations of 2099, other variations of Spectacular Spider-Man, you know, if they want to do it. They can say, oh, it's not this Spider-Man from this movie, which is why he doesn't like the PS4 Spider-Man being in here. I mean, it's like he's not once the game comes out, surely he's not going to actually mention like, oh yeah, I was just in the Spider-Verse hanging with all these spider people. I mean, it's a near identical
they did that
variation.
with the comics too, with Spider-Geddon and the first Spider-Verse. They don't. It's kind of just a one-off, and it's not going to be mentioned in the. Because in the
that's
comics,
what I think. I think it was more of like a cameo for PS4 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, PS4 Spider-Man actually met Superior Spider-Man, but they don't reference that in the game, so it's just a kind of like a non-canon thing. So.
Yeah. Maybe they'll say that. Maybe they'll say that PS4 Spider-Man is actually the same one that was in the movie that had a cameo, if they want to connect it in like that in a weird way. I don't know. But yeah.
And then again, we might see like maybe a little thing in PS5 where it's like a little Easter egg, like, oh, I remember when I went and met all these other Spider-Mans in another universe, like a side mission or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But
that would be cool.
Yeah,
a group of Spider-Mans.
But
whole army.
But like seeing like Unlimited Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, we actually see the fate of that Spectacular Spider-Man's Captain Stacy. Like we see the whole death of Captain Stacy in the Spectacular Spider-Man universe. So we know like if they ever made a future season, he's going to die. And you know, shortly after Captain Stacy dies, Gwen dies in that universe. So I can only assume that the reason why Spectacular Spider-Man sides with Miguel O'Hara, is because he's like, hey, I've lost so much, you know, it's like I can't afford to lose my universe now.
Bro, if Gwen dies in the next movie, I'm gonna be pissed. Because that's like kind of.
I don't think that Gwen's gonna die.
I don't think so either. But it's like I'm just saying if she does, like it'd be dumb because
you can't kill her again.
That just destroys the whole point of this movie. Like, what's the point of like having this story?
It would be sad though. It would be sad because
she did do something different.
She did say like, you know, in every universe Gwen falls for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And in every other universe it doesn't work out.
Exactly.
So kind of hinting that she's seen that she died in other universes. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oof.
She's thinking extra long and hard about it, bro.
I just always remember that when her head just like tapped the ground in Amazing Spider-Man 2, I always think of that. It's like, oh man, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Please don't do it again.
Not again, bro.
Anytime you see Gwen falling from an extreme height and you see a Spider-Man trying to grab her, everyone has PTSD. Like,
oh god.
Yeah. Like the way they did it, they like made her head like tap the ground so gently, but it was still, it was still enough impact to kill her instantly. And it's like, man. And I know it was like that. Well, in the comics, I know she fell and died too. So
yeah, her spine like snapped in the comics.
It was
like,
worse in the comics. It wasn't even because her head hit the ground. It's because like her hanging from Peter's web broke her spine.
It was like whiplash. It was extreme whiplash.
Yeah. So I mean, that could have happened too with the movie. Maybe she could have got whiplash too because it did jerk her.
I mean, if she didn't hit her head on the ground, it could have just been the back. I mean, like it would have.
Yeah, I think she was gonna die anyway.
Yeah,
it could have been
'cause
worse than like
that was
the-
a long fall.
Yeah, it could have been
really
worse. Like in the
was.
Ultimate Universe, the Ultimate Comics, Gwen dies from Carnage, and Carnage is like this monster that like drains people of like their like body fluids or whatever, and she just
Yeah.
turned into this husk, like zombified husk, and died like that. It was just terrifying.
Kind of like what Cell would do.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Now-
It was terrifying.
Man.
Guarantee to the people watching this, if you're only watching this episode, right, and you still haven't seen Spider-Verse, first off, what the hell is wrong with you? Second off,
We gave you a warning.
well, no, the whole, even if you haven't, like, even if you know what's gonna happen, watching this movie, there's so many things that we haven't even been able to talk to that you can go ahead and watch this movie and still be surprised. There's
Yeah.
just- we can't talk about everything here in this movie because there's just literally way too much.
Way too much. Yeah.
It's like
there's like
this
we
movie's
said,
just
so
amazing.
much
Go
is going
watch
on.
it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of. If you like the first one, you'll like this one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now with that, we're gonna transition a little bit into the next thing here. That is the Spider-Man, 3-pack, which is gonna be a weird transition, but you know what? Let's talk about this. Talking about one of the best movies to like now a more controversial topic with that 3-pack from Hasbro. Now, for those who we've been waiting on this 3-pack from Hasbro for a very long time, featuring Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. I think as their versions of Spider-Man. I really love. You know what, Champ? I think that you're the most passionate about this. You're the Spider. You're the Spider-Man
Let him
guy.
do it.
Like, go ahead. Tell me what you think about this 3-pack here.
Okay, so first, I hate that it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
It's almost as if it was,
Only available on Premium Bandai.
but also, yeah, continue. It's basically just like that, but for Hasbro figures.
Yeah. At first I was like, oh man, I might pre-order this, but then I started seeing like some more pictures and reviews of it, and honestly, I think I'm gonna just wait and just get the SH Figure Arts Andrew Garfield. The only thing that I really like about this 3-pack is the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, but I'm not gonna spend over like $100 plus tax. Sorry if you hear my cat meowing; he's a pain in the butt. But I'm not gonna spend over $100 in shipping and tax for two mediocre. And I'm sorry to say this to Toby, but he just does not. I mean, I know he's movie accurate. The head sculpt is movie, but he just looks so bad. The SH Figure Arts looks amazing.
This one I'm more than happy with this.
Yeah, that looks
So,
amazing, but it just it looks so bad. And like, of course they gave us the Tom Holland one, and it's just so the same Spider-Man that
Same
The
Tom
same
Holland
one from
one
Civil
that
War.
we've been
Like,
getting.
when are they gonna update
Yeah,
that head
it's-
sculpt, bro? It's been like 8 years or something.
But
I understand reusing stuff.
I
but
would have
it's
preferred
Like, come on.
if they. I know they want to
7 years.
recreate the whole final battle, but I would have preferred if they switched out that Tom Holland and gave us the final red and blue suit. That would have been bad.
That would be
I'm
pretty
surprised
cool.
nobody's done that yet. I want that suit. It's so
They'll
vibrant,
probably thinking,
and it's a beaut.
I can understand why, because they're probably thinking, oh, next time they come around and make another Spider-Man movie with continuing Tom Holland's
But here's the
story.
thing with Marvel's track record: anytime they have like a comic accurate suit, they mess it up in the next movie and add more stuff to it. Like, look at the Falcon from Falcon and Winter Soldier. He has that comic accurate white and blue suit, but now they gave him like a stealth blue suit that looks closer to a Captain America, and it just looks horrible.
Yeah.
Even
I
look
saw
at
that too.
and I'm not a fan of the Marvels, but look at Miss Marvel. She had a comic accurate suit in her series. Now she has like this weird over designed alien thing, and it's just I don't know.
I didn't even watch that.
I just saw the trailers of it, to be honest. I'm not watching the
No.
Marvels. I mean,
Yeah. Bottom line, the Tom Spider-Man looks very, change the darn head sculpt. It's been 7 years. Figure Arts does it better, obviously. I do have problems with this figure, but we'll talk about it, a little bit later. The Tobey Maguire, like, I've seen different pictures of it. Now, my main issue with it wasn't necessarily like the lines. I thought the lines were dumb. The promo shots make it look like a Burger King thing, as some people on Instagram wanted to point out. But like,
it does look a little cheap. It does look a little
it does
cheap.
make it look cheap, but the lines are actually reflective, and so in different lighting.
The webbing?
Yeah, the webbing. Yeah, the webbing is
web
reflective,
lines.
and it looks better in a lot of different lightings now. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, chef's kiss. Looks
Yeah, his
fantastic.
looks really good. I really like what they did, and honestly, I like how they gave him I wish they gave him a brighter red, because in the movie it was kind of. But I understand they want to kind of differentiate the three Spider-Mans with the color palettes. But I really like what they did with the Andrew Garfield one. It looks it looks amazing.
Yes.
But
No pun intended.
no pun intended. But again, I don't understand why they decided to reuse this one, and it's just.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
You know
it
what's
looks
sad
cool.
about that?
I mean, it looks cool, but this should have been the Iron Spider-Man suit. To be
Dude.
honest, if I'm gonna be 100%,
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like that Spider-Man
Yeah, I'm
is
not a fan of
underrated.
that
Like,
mold.
I like this Spider. Here, you know what? Let me compare these two Spider-Mans here real quick. I like this Spider-Man, but this lack of waist swivel here is like super bad. Let me show you why there's no waist swivel. Because you have this shitty engineering in here preventing him from
Yeah.
getting a waist swivel, all because they want to hide it when he crunches forward. I don't care, bro.
I think it's the same with this one too,
There's
because you can't
get
get
waist
swivel
swivel?
out of it. No.
I thought you could totally get
At
waist
the
swivel.
waist, you can at the torso.
Yeah, okay, at the torso. Okay, that's
But
why I
not
thought I
at
didn't
the
care.
waist.
But no, even at the
Yeah.
torso. Okay, maybe I wasn't doing it enough. Okay, well now I feel like an idiot. He's totally moving, but it's very tight. Okay, I think it
The
breaks
Tom
the mold.
Holland one.
I think another thing that makes me mad about that 3-pack is that they finally did the web lines. When I bought this did not have the web lines painted, and I had to do that myself. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like
Oh,
you should have did that the first. And they finally got the hands right in the 3-pack. These are someone else's. I think these might be Miles's hands on this figure, but it's like, bruh. Like I understand, like they probably got their references from concept art. That's why he has like the gold web shooters for some reason. But I don't know.
That
it's,
and like
it's
the slim upgrade to it. They started doing the pinless technology and such on that new Tom Holland Spider-Man. That one has pins.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, boom, big
Uh,
difference.
That's right.
this one has
That's
pins,
right.
or the 3-pack.
The 3-pack one does
No,
not
this-
have pins. Does that one have pins or no? Is
No,
that
it doesn't have pins. This is
Oh, that's a pinless
Oh,
one too.
yeah.
never
this is
mind. They just like to
pinless.
overhype their. Oh my God, we're pinless now. Big whoop. The pins never bothered me like that in the first place.
honestly most
Yeah,
of the
same here.
most of the Spider-Man figures this year have pinless joints. So
Well, yeah, that is
Like-
the new way that Hasbro's doing stuff from this point forward.
Hasbro.
Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
I do want to, and then since we're talking about Hasbro Pulse exclusive, I do want to get the Doc Ock and Aunt May animated series 2-pack that they're
Yeah,
coming
the
out,
2-pack.
because I really like Doc Ock and that design. So
And
and
oh
Bendy
yeah, I
Wire.
like it
Bendy
too.
Wire on
Yeah,
the
bendy
tentacles.
wire and the tentacles, and they're a lot longer too, which is
Mhm.
dope. So now you can pose them around more.
Yep. So I'm
It's like-
definitely gonna grab that though. That looks great.
Yeah, they got to do stuff like that more often, just to put the play factor higher up, give you just more options of posing around your figures. You know.
Oh, and we're also getting a not comic accurate, animated accurate Green Goblin and Mary Jane 2-pack.
Ah,
So
I don't know.
But
I
I, don't
did
know why
see
they're
that.
all.
Some figures.
But I,
I did
don't know
see
why
that.
they were
Looks great.
Hasbro exclusives. Like they're making them all
Yeah.
exclusives. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All exclusives.
Hopefully they make another 2-pack of the animated series Spider-Man, because that Walmart exclusive I could not find, and it is going for so much money.
So
Like the
much money
classic
online.
look.
It was the 90s animated Spider-Man, the one that was like
Yeah,
cell
yeah.
shaded.
Yeah, with the tiny.
The other
spider
Florida people
logo on
got
the
to it
front.
first, man. That sucks.
Except Florida people. Yeah, Florida always get. It's like Marvel Legends first.
Dude, not where I'm.
And then
not where I'm.
California gets figure arts first. You said not by you.
Nope. In my area down here, nope.
They're like, I gotta drive 2 hours to find them. Damn it.
You can't be in you can't be in like the suburb areas. You got to be in like the main local area.
Yeah.
Where all the tourists go.
Goodness gracious.
You can't be in the swamps.
They do have a lot of good comic stores down in Florida, though. Like, when I went there was a lot of... I forgot what town I was in, but it was more like middle-ish of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the east or west coast, but there was a lot of, like, comic book stores. and I found a lot of figures.
I
did go.
On my 26th birthday last year, I found a comic book store across from this restaurant I was eating at, Cracker Barrel.
Yes, love Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, there he goes. He knows. And they had a
good.
bunch of old Marvel Legends, and they were like almost around like original retail price, like $20, $30. Like I'm talking old Toy Biz Marvel Legends. Like
they were brand new.
They were brand new, sealed in. They were like, I was like, no way, these are like.
Oh my god.
Like, they were affordable. They were.
That's like
good.
a retro.
Yeah.
A retro.
Like
figure
old
store.
classic.
No one
Wolverine.
expects it to be at Cracker Barrel, bro.
The only one that was probably the most expensive was the what was it? The Amazing Fantasy Marvel Legends Spider Man, the one where they had the web wings.
Yeah.
That
They
old
had
one.
that. They
had that at
Did
the
you pick it
store.
up?
I did not. It was
How dare-
super expensive.
It's the Toy Biz
Wait,
one,
hold
he said, right?
Wait, hold on a sec. I thought you said it was. You said it was retail price. How much was it?
That one was like almost over 100, I believe. Maybe
Oh,
a
I
little
thought
bit
they
more.
were. Okay, I
That
thought
was
they were all
the
retail
because
price. I understand.
they had
Okay, now I-
most of them
Toy
were
Biz.
retail price, but there were some that were like in a glass case and there were more like valuable, expensive ones. But they had like the older ones still like really cheap. Like I was like surprised.
Which ones exactly? Like,
Yeah,
like a
right.
Venom or
Like,
something?
It was like the. Are you talking about the ones that were the most expensive or the cheap
No,
ones?
the cheaper ones. The cheaper ones.
The cheap ones were like Punisher, all the X-Men, Daredevil. I think they had movie Daredevil. They had.
The movie one. Oh man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They
His
even had some
shoulder
new
joints
Marvel
just had a
Legends that
swivel.
were. Yeah, they even had some new Marvel Legends, like the recent waves. They had a bunch of like DC Multiverse, McFarlane stuff.
I love comics
90s
or
Star
figure
Wars
stores
stuff.
like that.
Like it was just a great comic book store. Going to head back there.
There's a
soon.
good one like that by my mom's house. It's called like Time Warp Toys or something, but they have all old and all new figures. There's so many figures, play sets, things you'll find when you were a kid that you want to get just because nostalgia, you know? They have so much, and it's such a cool store.
It's
It's probably my favorite like figure store.
I was like what he said in I think the last recording. I was a kid in the candy store. I'm just like
That's what it's like, yeah. Because they'll have used stuff too in the bags. Some have the accessories, some don't. They have another cool one over here too that's like that, and they have like a $3 bin, and it's like what you see is what you get. Like you grab a figure, it'll be $3, but whatever you see with it is what you.
oh
get
yeah, I
with
think
it,
they
but it's
had
all-
one of those too. They had like a bin of like older toys, like from the 90s and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they were, like, all-
they're all beat to shit.
Some of them were beat to shit, but some of them were like in the original packaging and actually in good
Yeah, yeah.
condition. So
Yeah, some aren't bad, but yeah, you have some that like. You know, the kids when they were younger played with them, but yeah, ones that you could tell were from adult collectors. But yeah, I love finding figure stores like that. They're so
Yeah.
awesome.
they even had the Marvel Universe, which were the 3 3/4 inch figures. I used to collect
Yeah,
those.
yeah,
that
yeah.
came with like a
Yep.
comic book. They had one
Well,
of
we
the
had to.
Yeah, they had the one that had Secret Wars where Spider-Man got the black suit, and I was so tempted to get it. I think it
Is
was
that
like
the one where they had two figures?
yeah,
and
it
then
was
the
the
comic
2
book
packs.
was in it too?
Yeah, and this one was
yeah.
black suit Spider-Man and Magneto, I believe. And it came with that issue that he got the black suit. I was like, I should have got that.
And then it says on the comic book, not for resale. But yeah, I remember those, the 2 packs. I think I got the one with Gambit. And then I think I got like Wolverine one.
I
but,
miss Marvel Universe. That was a good time collecting figures.
Shall we move on to the last part?
Yeah,
Because it's 1:43.
let's do it. Okay, Spider-Man PS5, the new editions and such. They got the symbiote
Yeah.
Spider-Man. They got all these new mechanics
Oh,
and
yeah,
such.
that's right.
You have to buy a PS5, which is much more easier to get nowadays, but still a pain in the ass to actually, have.
I got a PS5.
You have a
You
PS5.
said you got one.
I want
I was
to.
able to get one.
I don't know if I even want to get a PS5 because I feel like I'm just gonna play this game and I'm just gonna stick to PC, and that's the sad thing. I don't want to spend that much money for a PS5.
Yeah, I mean, you could wait until it comes on PC, but that might be like another
that'll
2
be 3 years
after.
down the line, bro.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, bro.
Because they do have the first and Miles Morales on PC now, and you can mod it.
Yes,
and
you
you can mod it.
Yes.
You can give Peter that good old classic PS4 face that I don't know why they changed for some reason.
Maybe you can add it. Maybe maybe you can add in all of the features that PS5 has into PS4 with mods. Who knows? You know, the web,
Maybe.
all of the, like, you know, the web swinging, like the gliding and such. All these new mechanics are like so cool. But I'm pretty sure what they did as well is that they expanded New York. You can go to the other areas of it. Like,
Oh yeah, you can go to Queens now. You can go to
Yes.
Queens.
which is like
Nice.
that's literally where Peter lives,
Yeah.
Oh, he used to live.
where he used to live.
Or just.
Because
Not
spoiler alert,
anymore.
Aunt May is dead, so there's no reason
They're
for me to
gonna be
go
like,
back.
she was cooking one day and accidentally burnt the house down.
And that's
No
why
more-
they were doing shit in Feast. You know, she's homeless too. So then she's taking over the whole. Damn.
No
Oh
more
my
wheat
God.
cakes today.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
But no, I'm excited for PS5 Spider Man. When they showed off the footage at the Sony showcase, oh my god, the black suit.
It does look really nice.
That's-
I see way too many people being upset that the black suit is making Spider-Man act and behave differently because they want to have, like, you know, that classic feel where it didn't have influence and such. But I'm just like, dude, this is how it's been for a long time. This is how it's been in all the live action variations. This is how it's been in all the video games, like Web of Shadows, amazing,
Been in the
underrated game.
cartoons.
You know,
I think the cartoon actually introduced the concept of it making him more violent and angry, which I actually prefer, to be honest.
I loved seeing that
Yeah,
variation.
yeah.
Bro, my favorite thing is, like, my favorite concept with Spider-Man is when he has the symbiote and when he's all angry and just it's like him, like, whenever the characters who are very nice, who are very kind, all of a sudden lose their shit and get angry. That's like the
scary.
best things ever. That's why I like Gohan a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like Peter having that and like having the symbiote is like, I'm going to, and he's like ready to just change and like murder people, and it's like I like to see that. I don't know.
No, well, you remember when the first Wolverine movie came out? Everybody hated it, but the game came out. It was so brutal and violent because you were literally slashing limbs off.
I'm
People you're
hoping
fighting
that
as
we get
Wolverine.
that in the new PS5 Wolverine game, because apparently
was-
Insomniac, I can't.
Insomniac?
Yeah,
Insomniacs.
they
Oh.
they're making a
Insomniac.
Wolverine game too, so I'm hopefully we can get that.
Oh, they're
in the game.
making a Wolverine
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Which
Yeah, if that's probably the best Wolverine game, like, that, I don't know, within the past decade. I don't even know when that movie came out, 2009? Wow, over a decade ago. Jeez.
I'm really loving the features though that they showed off with the symbiote, like all the cool things you can do, you know, with it,
Yeah.
and
It
then
reminds me of Ultimate Spider-Man, to be honest. It reminds me of Ultimate Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions, where you could do all the tendrils and stuff like that.
It
You could just
reminded
wave
me
it
of
around.
what's it called, like Web of Shadows, like how you would use the web.
Web of Shadows too. Yep.
Yes, 100%. I think that's gonna be that's the most similar thing we got here when it comes to it. Just like in terms of mechanics as well, like all the exaggerated symbiotes all over.
Yep.
The place. Look at that pic. There we go. Look at this man.
For our
There we go.
audio listeners,
This
Sean
looks
is
so
showing us
dope.
gameplay
He's
of
throwing
his
out his-
phone.
Oh my god.
yes,
it's sick.
yeah, for people listening on Spotify. But yeah, you could see symbiote Spider-Man just
He's
flinging
more
out
brutal,
tendrils.
yeah.
Probably the best way
Yeah,
to do
he
it.
puts him up
really-
against a wall and he's
It
just
looks
kicking
so
the crap.
fun.
I want to.
That
oh
looks
my
so
God.
fun.
And that finish, he just.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, he just
Oh,
gets all the
whoa,
people
hold
with his
on.
tendrils and just
Look,
like
Champ,
slams
look.
them down. Boom.
Yeah.
4 of them at once. Ready? Look, ready? Look at that. What? Holy crap, that was dope.
Dude, I can't
That was
wait.
cool. All right.
I hope we get like alternate costumes for the black suit. Like maybe we get like ultimate version of the symbiote or something
I'm
like
like-
that.
Possibly. Because they had a lot in the first one, right?
Yeah, they had a lot of costumes. in
I'm
the first
really
one.
hoping. Now this is gonna be like a weird. Like, I know that this would sound strange, but it's just like with that mechanic added into there, I'm just never going to want to complete the game because most likely when you complete the game, you'll lose the symbiote. Spider-Man will probably rid of himself of the symbiote. You have Venom,
Yeah.
and you'll never be able to use those same exact mechanics. So I'm just
Well,
like, dang.
there might be a thing where you like unlock it at the end of the game, and when you free roam, you can still have it or something like that.
No, yeah, but I get that. You know, that'll be cool. But I just,
Or like
just
New
wouldn't
Game
want
Plus
it to,
or
like,
something like that.
okay, I guess, I suppose, but it'd be strange if he did that and they never see. What I would like them to do, if it was gonna do that, I want them to continue the Venom story and have it be like for the next game or something like that. Have this be an ongoing thing. Spider-Man still has, like, you know, the symbiote, you know, for whatever reason. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be part of him. They'll add DLC to it.
Oh, you want him to have the symbiote all the way through the game.
Because yes, because I think that it'd be a waste to just make the symbiote mechanics just limited until when you get to the end of the game, you're just done with it. You never see it.
That would be interesting, but I think
yeah.
I think it's already been teased that we're getting like the Venom, so I don't think
it has been,
you know.
yes, but I mean at the same time though, it's like in Web of Shadows, you still did have Black Suit Spider-Man and Venom, so they could do something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it depends. Like, did they confirm whether or not they're gonna make Venom into an alien or a science lab experiment?
So no, it's already been confirmed kind of confirmed in the first and Miles Morales that Venom is kind of taking inspiration from the Ultimate Comics, where it was designed as like this healing suit for like cancer or whatever.
That's right.
And Norman's been using it on Harry, who has like this illness, whatever, like that killed his mom or something like that. So he's been in this like Bacta tank with all the symbiote covering him, and he was just recently released at the end of the Miles Morales game. So I think Harry's going to be the first owner of the symbiote, and then it's going to transfer to Peter. But I don't think it's going to be an alien. It's going to be like a bio weapon or something like that.
No, that makes sense.
Something made in the lab or something.
You know what?
Like
It's like, the thing is that I'm partially conflicted because I like the symbiote being linked to, like, aliens, because Noel is such a badass Spider-Man villain. Well, not really Spider-Man villain, but he's just a badass villain.
He's a symbiote?
No, he's like the king of symbiotes. Like, the symbiotes have like this whole planet, which isn't even a planet.
Yeah.
It's like it is
like
a prison
star,
to
right?
hold this fucker in. Excuse my language.
Oh, goodness.
That is how much, like, every single corner of that thing is a symbiote, just with the sole purpose of like, holding that guy back. It is the creation going against the creator. That's why, like, when you see this man forging swords and such out of symbiote, which explains why the symbiotes are weak to fire, which is why they're weak to sound. And this guy went and killed this whole Celestial. The same thing that they showed off in Eternals. Like, whatever that dude's name is. He killed it with his sword.
Wow.
He's badass, bro. He's OP. I like that
read the
character.
Sounds
like it.
But here's where my conflictions come in, is that I also understand that with it being like this, it makes it to where Spider-Man, it's more grounded. The symbiote, like, being like this is more grounded. If you were to just abandon the whole aspect of Peter getting it from the Secret Wars and such, I can understand it here. It makes sense.
I mean, they might do something where it's like, oh, in order to make this suit for Harry, we found something, that came from space or something like that. So they might do like a half and half thing. So we'll see. I mean, we still have, the story. We don't know what the full story is, but what we do know is that we're getting Black Suit. We'll be able to play as Miles as well. We're gonna have the Lizard. We're gonna have Kraven, Venom, and we maybe have the Green Goblin.
The main villain, right?
No, the Green Goblin would be great. Oh,
dude,
who's the main villain?
So I don't know who's the main villain going to be, because I know they did like a bait and switch in the last game with Mr. Negative, and then they switch it to Doc Ock. So we might have a thing where it's like Kraven the first half, then the second half, or we might have another secret villain.
You forget, there's also that one person, that Yuri Watanabe. Like, she turned into like this one character. I forgot. She's also a vigilante, and she might end up being a villain. You have lead conflict with.
She might be like more like a vigilante anti-hero.
What was that name of the character? I don't remember her.
Was
name.
it Wraith or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's Wraith. I think that's it. Yeah.
I think that's going to be more of a side mission kind of thing, to be honest.
I could see that. Yeah, but I mean, she's still considered a villain, like Taskmaster, for example.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the game. I can't wait. I mean,
When does it come out?
crap.
I thought I asked
think
like a
it's some-
forbidden.
I think it's.
I thought I
sometime
asked a
hold on,
forbidden question.
Let me ask Google. Let me just bring up Google. Like, hey Google,
I think
I mean,
it should be
it's
this
this
year.
year.
when does
right?
the
Yeah.
Spider-Man PS5 game come out?
Yeah.
Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales initial release date.
I don't care about the initial release date. Just show, when is the new one? Spider-Man 2. Okay.
Spider-Man 2's initial release date is 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this hold on. What is this picture? This weird picture that there just pops up.
Wait.
I think it comes
let's
out
see.
the end of the summer or
Look at this.
I think
Hold on.
beginning of the
What
fall.
is this? This is what pops up. So Spider-Man 2 is coming out. You just got like these 3 fatso Spider-Man guys in the store just eating popcorn. What is this?
That's everyone seeing into the Spider-Verse. I mean, across the Spider-Verse.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's all the spider weeds going to see this movie, man.
Probably is what it is.
You got everyone dressed up in their spider suits. You got everyone with their Gwen Stacy body pillows. I know I brought mine. What?
Oh man. Good old Spidey.
Yeah, I think it should come out like in the fall this year. I believe it's pretty close. We're coming
Yeah,
up
fall
to the-
2023. There we go.
Mhm.
All right.
That yeah, confirmed. That's what it says. I know it's reversed
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
you, but I mean, well, it's not reversed for you, but it's gonna be reversed in Discord because Discord does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm looking
It's
forward to
a
this game. Like even if I don't play it, I'm probably gonna be watching people's playthroughs of it just because it's gonna
Yeah,
be
their
that
gameplay and
good.
stuff.
I'm not gonna be able to help it.
I must see the gameplay.
Yes, I mean, if I get a if I get a PS5 by then, it's like I mean, sure, but ultimately I can see the PS5 being like my PS4. It's just like it's just collecting dust. I haven't been using it because I have a
Yeah.
PC, thankfully. God bless. But
Yeah.
but either way, for those who do have a PS5 and they're like, I know that a lot of people are going to be very excited to play this game, streaming it. It's going to be like another amazing Spider-Man experience, just like the previous 2 games. There was a fantastic playthrough of it, and
the last one, people really love that one.
yes, I think that the Spider-Man games, the Spider-Man fans, they just eat really good. They get pretty practically. We got into the Spider-Verse. It gives you as much as you would want as a Spider-Man fan, I think, and maybe even more. We have all these Spider-Man figures, because they sell. Hasbro knows they sell.
Spider-Man, yeah.
For pretty much every variation you would want. We have it expanding beyond the Spider-Verse later down the line. We get so much good.
Yeah,
shit
that comes
of
out
Spider-Man.
next year, so we don't have to wait another 5 years.
Even more specific, the next year we wait 9 months. We don't. It's not even a full year, which is great.
It's like, thank God.
We're eating good this year for Spider-Man fans. I just wish the comics would be better.
Yeah.
They're at a bad story
I
right
heard,
now.
yeah. The Spider-Man comics are not doing so well currently. I heard people are ranting about it on Twitter.
And supposedly recently, Dan Slott has said that he's bringing back Superior Spider-Man.
Supposedly, and I don't get, and I'm not reading the comics. I just heard that the kids are annoying and that the person writing the comics is racist. That's all I hear. I'm not making I'm not making any claims. I'm just saying this is what I hear. That's what Twitter's saying. Like, what's really going on? I want you to
Okay, well,
enlighten
first
me.
you're getting your
What's
information
happening?
from Twitter. There you go.
Come on, Twitter.
All right, Champ. I guess while we're on the topic, this will be the last closing thing for sure. Like, what's really going on in the comics? What's the problem? Why do people not like it? What are they doing? What are they doing?
For the
Current-
comics?
right now in the comics.
So basically, they've just been not like they don't let Peter develop as a character. They've been doing that whole thing where they keep him like being that single guy with, he doesn't have Parker Industries anymore. He used to have like a whole company to himself. He got rid of that.
Mhm.
He's now with MJ. MJ supposedly hooked up with another guy from an alternate dimension or something, had kids with him, even though that guy basically pushed Spider-Man into a portal, and he tried his best to try to get back to saving Mary Jane, and ends up having kids with this guy. Although apparently the kids aren't real, and I don't know what's going on with
that's
that.
an
I'm not
anomaly
really...
2099 really should have fixed. That's some
Yeah,
bullshit already.
That is. And it's just the whole.
But what was
it's
that whole
just the
thing?
whole thing of-
I think the racism, like claims that I saw all over the place, came when Miss Marvel died, and then in the most recent thing.
I don't know anything about that. I don't rate Miss Marvel.
She was in the comics, in the same issue.
Oh, I just get my information from Twitter.
Oh,
or
I thought you were
TikTok.
reading it.
No, I'm not reading that garbage.
Oh, okay.
I just stay
I'm
up to
not
date.
torturing myself.
You're supposed to be the Spider-Man guy, champ. No, okay, well, that's understandable. But yeah, all right.
I am the Spider-Man guy, but I'm not supporting that filth.
Yeah, some stories just suck in comic books, and it's a shame.
All right. Okay, and as for the random comment in the last episode, now I guess this will be like.
Oh, you found one?
Yeah, an episode later. I just want to give a shout out to I guess random person. Bradley Diaz. He says in the podcast episode that just went out two days ago as of 2 days ago. Oh no, 3 days ago as of this recording. He said he loved watching this episode. He recently got into toy collecting with the DBZ figure arts. The Goku figure is probably the best looking Super Saiyan figure, the one that we just recently talked about. Oh wait, that was the previous. Okay, yeah, never mind. That.
Legendary Super Saiyan, yeah.
He couldn't pick up pick up the repaint either since he's in South Asia. Oh man, that sucks. And yes, regular release makes it perfect. It's a great value figure. But yeah, thank you so much, Bradley, for your comment. We will make sure again to read everyone's comments who comment down on YouTube or.
Yep.
Yeah, mostly on YouTube than Spotify.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be seeing it as much as Spotify. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, leave a comment. We might read it next episode.
Yeah, you might be the lucky one next time to hear your comment.
Absolutely.
Be sure to put his name
on the
on
PP
there.
podcast. Yeah, and your name will pop up, and we'll shout out your name and everything, just like what Starblast just did.
All right.
So.
Okay, with that being said, I know everyone's very tired and sleepy, so we'll just end it off.
Yeah, my eyes were like my eyes were like this, like the whole video. I kept trying to keep them awake.
Okay.
But yes.
With that being said, we're gonna close out and get some sleep. We hope you guys did enjoy this episode of the podcast. Again, comment down below and let us know what you guys think. We'll see you guys next time. Till then.
Yay.
Spider-Man.
Does whatever a spider can. For
the Spider-Man.